Awkward business moment number 17, the sales cold call.
Hi, yes, this is Toby from Vacuums and More. I was wondering if I'm sorry, hello? Hi, I've got a... come on. Hi, this is Toby from Vacuums and More. I'm sorry, sir. Okay. Are our phones down or something? No one's answering the phone. Oh, I gotta dial 9?
You gotta dial 9, yeah.
I did, okay. Answer the phone! Hi there, this is Toby. Hi, I'm so sorry to interrupt dinner. Hello? No. This is not a sales pitch. This is more than that, actually. Well, okay, it's a sales pitch, but hi, this is Toby from Vacuums and More. I was calling for Mr. Gene Banks. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize he had passed. Well, who do I have on the line here? Hello?
Don't let this happen to you.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. C's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now
Okay, folks, on today's show, we're talking about a turnkey business model by the name of Window Ninjas. So if you want to buy a franchise that's been proven to work, the WindowNinjas.com franchise is a brand you should certainly check out. I've had the opportunity to work with Gabe over these past 3 years. I've seen the business double. He's a great business owner, but we're going to really dial in today on call scripts, and then more call scripts, because if you have a team of people that need to answer the phone on behalf of your company, you've got to be intentional about that experience. And without any further ado, Gabe Salinas, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm great, Clay. Thanks for having me today.
Now, I'm going to give 3 examples on today's show. One example will pertain to you, sir. One example will pertain to JT Lawson and his company, MakeYourDogEpic.com. The other one will pertain to James and his fictitious mortgage company that he's starting in his mind. Okay, so all right, it's good. I know this is real. It's good stuff. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is you got to market your business, and that's not what this show's about today. But you do have to market your business. So everything we're saying on today's show is based off the assumption that you're generating leads. And if you buy a WindowNinjas.com franchise, you're going to generate leads. It's going to happen. All right. So we're just going to, if you're working as an employee at MakeYourDogEpic.com, leads are going to be flowing.
Oh, yeah.
And if you are Steve Currington, a longtime client of mine, he's been a client of mine for almost 10 years, mortgage banker, leads are going to flow in. But now where it gets fun, you've got to make sure you have a written call script. So step one, if you're going to improve the sales conversion of your team, you have to install a written call script that has been proven to work. So I'll start with you, Gabe, then we'll go to JT. Why do you, Gabe, for all the franchise owners at Window Ninjas, why do you have a written call script that's been proven to work before you begin teaching it to new employees?
Well, the very first thing is that it keeps everything uniform. All of the calls will be in a structured format so that all the information is created or received from the actual client, whoever's on the other side of the phone. And then you want the call center agents or whoever's reading that script or using that script to be able to facilitate certain things in that conversation that are a must. You definitely got to, find out what their name is. You got to find out what their address or their phone number is. You need to find out as well what their problem is, so you can actually go to another script to figure out what the solution for that problem is going to be. But uniformity for me is probably the number one reason why we hold the team accountable for a script, because our customers tend to like that uniform approach. They understand exactly how they're going to be treated when they get on the phone with our team over here at Window Ninjas.
Now, James, we're gonna have you off camera today. You're role playing, okay?
All right.
But when you're talking, I need you to sound like you're on the phone. So just kind of couple like this, okay? Now, JT, he's in the office, so we can hear him with our ear there, Gabe. But you're gonna call in. You're gonna look to hire his company to train your dog.
All right.
Okay, so JT, you're gonna answer it.
Okay.
I apologize, you don't have the script in front of you, but you are on the
right.
phone all the time, so you're pretty well versed in it. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna serve as the ringer. Ready?
Yep.
So I'm ringing your and what's happening is I'm ringing, you're answering, JT,
Okay.
and then James, you're the caller. Okay, here we go.
Ready. Hey, this is JT with Make Your Dog Epic. I saw you interested in more information on dog training. Is that correct?
Yeah, I sure am, and I just want to let you know I got a couple of problems with my dog. First off, he peed on my bed.
Awesome. Well, first off, what city and state are you located in?
I'm out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Awesome. And how'd you hear about us?
Well, I went to Google and I typed in Tulsa dog training.
Nice. And what breed of dog do you have?
Now,
And
pause.
how old is he?
He's already asked questions that most people a new employee wouldn't think to ask. How did you hear about us? What breed of dog? What issues are you dealing with? And this is so important. Go back to windowninjas.com. You have a printed, it's a proven script. It's an installed written script. It's proven. Why do you have recorded call examples of the calls being done well there, Gabe? Why do you provide all your new employees with, you say, hey, new employee, welcome to the team. Here are recorded calls of people doing the job well. So here's the script and here's the recorded calls.
Man, it's super important when it comes to training, whether you're training a new employee or training an existing employee. You can definitely tell subtle things within that conversation when you're listening to the recording. Tonality is one, inflection is another one. And those are things that the script really doesn't tell you, but you get some feedback from other call agents that are actually use or know naturally about the voice inflection and things of that nature. But you can definitely understand that when that call is recorded and you're being trained, they follow the script, and the trainee really starts to receive the information better because they know that it works really well, especially when you got a customer that's throwing a lot of stuff at you all at once. We call it the word vomit. They just kind of throw up all this information at you in the beginning. And if you don't have the script and you're not recording those calls, then things can go really bad really, really quickly. Whereas when you're using that script and they're acknowledging they're greeting the customer in a great energetic way, and then they're finding out what their phone number is, they're finding out what the problem is, they're asking if they're a new or an existing customer, how they heard about us, all of these things, then the person who's getting trained while they're listening to that call understands why all these things are important, as you're going through that call itself.
Now, the next thing you want to have, again, I'm trying to help everybody increase your sales percentage by 5x, okay? Your sales conversion percentage. You got to have pre-written text responses and email responses. You got to have pre-written text responses and email responses. JT, I want to ask you this because if you were to scale out makeyourdogepic.com, and if you were to give a random person that you just hired the authority to text whatever they want to an inbound lead, James, what would happen if you allowed anybody, though seriously, whether it's a mortgage company, dog training company, window cleaning company, what would happen if you gave a new employee the authority to text whatever they want?
Oh, they're going to text people based on how they think it should be done, and everyone's different. So they haven't actually went through the process of seeing what works. So I've done all of it, and I've been through it so many times that I actually know it works. So what they're going to do is they're going to come in with a new idea. They're going to send a bunch of emojis. They're probably going to add some GIFs in there. They might even add a link to a YouTube video that makes no sense. They're going to just say some crazy stuff. And then it's also going to be different every time. They're going to keep switching it up. And then from down the line, it just gets worse and worse and worse as they start training people. And then when they start training people, so you have to have the expectation here, because you as a business owner are going to care more than anyone else ever will. And so you have to be here, because then anyone under you is going to be worse. And then anyone under them is going to be worse. And anyone under them is going to be worse. So the only thing that keeps everyone up here is if you have scripted out things and you and your example are great. Because if it's not, now you're setting the bar here, and then the rest are going to be here instead of you setting it here, and the script and everything else keeps it up.
Now, I'm going to hammer this again here. I'm going to make sure we know everyone should, when we wrap up today's show, everyone should have these 6 steps mastered. So 1, you have to have a written and proven script with audio examples. Got it. Okay. 2, you've got to have pre-written text messages for your staff. Boom. 3, you got to have pre-written emails. Boom. 4, you have to install a call expectation quota. Someone says, what's that? You've got to install a call expectation quota. You've got to hold your team accountable to some set number of calls. So James, how many calls have you made today approximately?
Let's see, what time it is. It's almost noon. I've made probably 100, maybe 125.
Okay, so 100, 125. And then how many things have you sold so far today?
3.
Have you ever had days where you've sold 50?
I've had days where I've sold 75.
75 things, and you made the exact same number of calls. And you've had days where you've sold 1 or 2 or 5 or.
That's right.
So today you've made how many calls?
125.
And just so you know, folks, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you request a ticket for our conferences, thrivetimeshow.com, James is one of the people that will call you. And so if you fill out the form, we're going to call you over and over and over until we reach you. We're going to call and text you. So again, step 1, install a written and proven script with audio examples. 2, install pre-written text messages. 3, install pre-written email responses. 4, you got to install a call quota, and you've got to have call recording. You have to record the calls for quality assurance. And if people buy a Window Ninjas franchise, you already do all that. But let's get your thoughts on this. Why do you have call recording installed in your business, windowninjas.com?
Well, you want to make sure that those calls are being handled in the proper manner. It goes back to accountability. Are they following the script? I mean, all of our CSRs are rated on 5 certain metrics, and following a script and having a great phone voice and being very educational, within that phone call, following the script is another metric that we track, and our employees get bonuses based on that. So call recording is huge because assurance, training, verifying the information that the call center representatives are following, and it benefits the client, it benefits the actual call center agent, and then it benefits the managers as well, because the managers can then see how they're doing on the phone. They can listen to that phone call, and we can give raises or bonuses based on all of those metrics that we're tracking. Call recording is huge. We even use it in a way, Clay, where our agents are pulling that call directly after they get off the call, putting it into where the job is scheduled for the service technician to actually look at it, and he sees their notes, but he can literally get into that call and listen to it in case there's any discrepancy between him and the client. And it's really, really huge. If we didn't have call recording, there's a lot of things we just wouldn't be able to do.
Now, again, I hammer these points over and over and over, because I'm guaranteeing you go to business school, you're not going to learn this. You could probably go to most conferences. You're not going to learn this either. They don't talk about the practical stuff. They just don't. They talk about theories and emotions, and more theories and more emotions. Then there are emotions about the theories, and there are theories about the emotions. And it's just total jackassery. So I'm talking about specific stuff. So James, mortgage business. You don't own one right now, but you're going to in the future, okay? So right. I want to ask you this question just to test I want to see if you're learning something. When I started working with Steve Currington and other mortgage people, when I started working with Steve Currington and other people, why do I insist on having call recording in place?
So that you could make the calls better and see where they're at.
Now, we'll just say that Steve Currington, his team would never do this. But when I started installing call recording at other mortgage companies I've worked with, what percentage of the time do you think the calls were good once we started listening to the calls? Like once we started listening to the calls for the first time and the employees didn't know they were being recorded yet, or they didn't know if it was working yet, and we just started listening, what percentage of the time do you think those employees were actually following the script?
Oh, it's tiny. Less than 10%, I would say.
And it's bad. Now it's great. SteveCurrington.com, it's great. But when we start installing that call recording, it's bad almost every time. And it's wild because I think that people actually think, Gabe, that they're saying things they're not saying. I actually believe it's that deep of a lie. I mean, I believe that employees think they're doing a good job. Let me give you an example. Last week, I was working with a longtime client. He had a new rep, and he just installed call recording. He played the call, and I'm going to role play the call. This is how the call went. Hi, is this Gabe? Great. And they didn't even wait for the guy to respond. Hi, is this Gabe? Great. I was calling on behalf of my boss to follow up to see how happy you were with our service. And the person goes, who are you? So the reason for my call is we wanted to see if you'd like to purchase additional coverage to protect. And the person goes, who are you? And they just kept running over him. It was like a train that was going to run over that cute bunny rabbit, AKA the person on the other end of the phone. And it didn't matter what that bunny said, what that person said. They were just going to bring that boredom bus, that boredom train, and just run over people. And then they would go, I'm not interested by. And we listened to the calls, and they were like, I don't understand. Nobody responded with that script. Nobody responded with the script. The script didn't even work. And I'm listening to the calls, and I'm not kidding. No exaggeration. Every call was, yeah, this is Gabe. Great. The reason for my call was, and it was just rough. I'm like, what are you doing? Turns out, Gabe, person has an ear pod in their ear. She said, I got to admit, I was listening to an ear pod in my ear while making calls. So while making calls, she's listening to something else. The worst possible thing ever, which is why step number 5, you've got to have a tracking sheet. You got to know that homegirl's making 400 calls and is setting no appointments. You have to know the homeboy's booking 50% of the appointments. You have to know that one guy's booking 90% of your appointments. You have to recognize that one guy sells one ticket every day. What? Yeah, there's people in my life who play the game of, let's see how few of things we can sell today. There's people that play that game every day, and they want to come up with bureaucratic things like, do you guys want us to get lunch? Do you want me to get lunch? No, MVP of lunch. I want you to sell something. Talk about the tracking sheet for a second. Why do you have to have a tracking sheet in place?
You got to know your numbers, Clay. That's the number one reason. You got to know your numbers, whether it's your accounting, how many leads you got coming in during the week, how many of those leads have been sold during the week, how many leads you're following up with, what your revenue was last month, what the revenue was last year, same month. There's a multitude of reasons that you want to have a tracking sheet, because there's so many different metrics and key performance indicators that you got to keep an eye on all month long, every single day. And you got to make sure that your team is hitting every single one of those metrics and those KPIs so that you can keep moving your business in the right direction, as opposed to having it pushed down the toilet in the wrong direction.
Now, again, final step, going through these 6 steps. Step 1, install a written and proven script with audio examples. 2, install a pre-written text response. 3, install a pre-written email response. 4, install a call expectation quota with call recording. 5, install a tracking sheet. 6, install a weekly sales training meeting. Every week you have to train your people. And as a bonus tip, you want to have a daily huddle every day that you don't hate yourself. Now, if you hate yourself, don't have a daily huddle. You got to have a daily huddle every day you don't hate yourself. Because if you do not follow up with people every single day, it will drift. So for people out there today, Gabe, that want to buy a windowninjas.com franchise, you already supply the call center for them. So if they buy a franchise, to quote Forrest Gump, that's one less thing to think about. So they don't have to think about the call center. All they have to do is just buy the franchise, and you're going to answer the phones for them. But what they have to do is clean windows. And then when they're done cleaning windows, they have to train people to clean windows. And to quote the great Forrest Gump, the call center is one less thing to think about. But for everybody else out there that has a business, you've got one more thing to think about. Everybody out there, you've got to run a call. You have to do it. And people think that this is just going to take care of itself by entropy. They think it's just going to happen. Like, you just let it happen, and you hire someone named Jen A, and they're just going to run it for you. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, Gabe? I see people that think they're just going to hire some random person they just met named Jen A, and they're just going to run it. But it's not going to get done. Tell me about this for a second. I mean, you guys diligently run your call center every day. Tell us what's going on at Window Ninjas.
Man, there's a lot that goes on, but I mean, especially with our call center, the CSRs, I mean, they're the heartbeat. I mean, they're the first line of defense. I mean, the customer calls, they got a problem. They want something. They want us to wash something, clean something, fix something for them, whatever the case may be. man, our center agents, they're the first line. I mean, they gotta know that customer's name. They gotta know how they heard about us. They gotta know if it's a new or a previous customer. They gotta know what the service address is of that customer. I mean, there's all these things that you've got to have in order to be able to serve another customer. And if you just hire the average and ordinary Jenny off the street, it's going to be a doom loop for you. And what we do over here at Window Ninjas is everything is systemized. I mean, you have definitely helped us systemize everything and scale everything. So now that we're selling franchises and we're opening up new markets, man, yeah, those franchisees, they don't have to worry about somebody answering the phone call because they know that we're going to do it. And they know that those jobs are going to get booked and they know that they're going to be put on their calendar in the correct way so that they can go out there and serve that client's needs and make some money.
Now, how much money does it cost to buy a WindowNinjas.com franchise?
The franchise fee is $49,500, Clay, and all in when you purchase your truck and your equipment and power washing tools, all that kind of stuff, you're looking right around $150,000. So somewhere you're going to be around that $100,000 to $150,000 range. It's very affordable, and then the return on investment is absolutely amazing.
Now, I got to ask this, James. Do you know somebody in your life or someone you know, don't tell me their name, someone that you know of, think about it, that has a car that's worth more than $47,000 but has no net worth?
Yes.
You've seen this?
I've seen it many times.
Why? Why is it that people want to spend money on a car? Maybe, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's ridiculous. I would, I put my money in things that make me money. So I drive a truck that costs me $8,000. And then, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank in assets that make me money.
JT, you know people like this that have like a $55,000 Tahoe or Suburban and then hardly enough money to put gas in it?
Yes. Oh, I absolutely do. I know people who, as their incomes go up, their cars go up, and then their margin of money stays the same, so they still live paycheck to paycheck.
Why?
They buy things they can't afford to impress people they don't know, whose opinions don't matter. They do that perpetually for life.
Oh, snap. So if you're out there today and you say, I want to have a franchise, I want to have a business model that someone's already thought through, I want to have a system that's been proven to work, I encourage you to go to WindowNinjas.com, WindowNinjas.com. Gabe, I'll give you the final word there. I appreciate you carving out time for us. What's the final word you want to share with our listeners, sir?
The final word today would be, give me a call. If you guys are interested in a business opportunity that can create financial freedom and time freedom for yourself, then Window Ninjas is your answer. We have scaled so many different systems with Clay's help. And we have a call center that does an amazing job of answering all of your calls, following up with all of your leads, scheduling the jobs, thanking the clients, sending out appointment reminders, all of that great stuff. Man, all you got to do is go out there, be great, do the great services that we provide. It's a really easy no-brainer, man. You definitely can make some money. So anybody out there in the world that's looking for a great opportunity, something unique, something fun, they definitely should reach out.
Gabe, thank you so much for carving out time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Clay. Have a good day.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old, but I've never had the two-time Heisman Award winning Tim Tebow come present. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that have have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business, and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He is inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong, because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't want to get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times best-selling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show Business Workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military, and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day. And now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding, if you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
ThriveTimeshow.com.
James, one more time with more enthusiasm.
ThriveTimeshow.com.
Shot everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot-coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done his show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
Well, I have to, first of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a guy by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? And I said, no. And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed, to the business owner, to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you, thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say. Whoa!
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I'm not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us in getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence, that businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house. Right? This is where we used to live 2 years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere at Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business, as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business, how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
It's
valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Play really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.